Good morning, friends. Today I'm on my way to Terminal 1 of New Delhi Airport to catch the first inaugural flight from Navi Delhi to from Delhi to Terminal 1 to New Bombay or Navi Mumbai International Airport, which is going to be inaugurated today by its first commercial flight from operating from Delhi to Navi Mumbai by AKASA Airlines. Now, basically, there were a lot of teething troubles which started right at the check-in point when, in spite of getting the boarding pass updated on the DG Yatra card, DG Yatra app, the scanners at the airport failed to accept Navi Mumbai as the airport, and it showed invalid destination. Now, it is surprising that in spite of the airport being inaugurated a month back by our Honorable Prime Minister, our systems were still not updated to take care of the new airport. Now, this same procedure was repeated again at the security counter, where the same status came, invalid airport. Now, it took a lot of time for CISF to be convinced that this is a new airport and maybe the systems were not updated. And somebody from Delhi airport had to come down to inform CISF that any passengers going to Navi Mumbai, they should be allowed to get in without the boarding pass being scanned. Now, basically, it was a manual entry which was done. This resulted in a lot of time wastage to get into the airport. I lost practically 20-25 minutes in getting to the gate, which was supposed to close at 5:35, and I barely reached there by 5:40, and the flight took off in about 5 or 10 minutes after that. Now, this I would say was a lapse on part of airport authorities not to update their systems, especially when you know that the flights are operating, and there were practically three flights going from New Delhi to Navi Mumbai. There was the Indigo flight immediately after AKASA. So obviously all the passengers who have entered New Delhi Terminal 1 would be facing the same problems. Now, especially people who come with walking bags or handbag, don't keep 3 hours or 2 hours before coming to the airport. Anyway, I was able to board the flight in time, and the flight took off around 5 minutes before its scheduled departure. And these are the scenes of New Delhi as it was departing the airport. Now, basically, the flight was fully full. It was almost 100% almost 100% full to its capacity. Now, surprisingly, when we had booked this particular flight, it was declared that this
ahead of scheduled departure time, and as of now, we are cruising at 34,000 feet. Total flight time from takeoff to landing 1 hour and 50 minutes. Should be we are expecting landing before the scheduled arrival time. So as of now, landing time expected will be 45 minutes past. As we get latest weather, we'll come back and update you on the scene. Thank you for your attention, and thank you for choosing AKASA Air for this special journey. This flight reflects AKASA Air's commitment to connecting India's cities with modern, fuel-efficient aircrafts and consistent, reliable flying experience. Thank you for choosing us, and enjoy the program.
They had thousands of passengers in the first week of November. Now, this was quite surprising that Indigo was still given a preference over AKASA, in spite of being confirmed as the first flight to land into Navi Mumbai. Now, these are the glimpses of the arrival before landing into Navi Mumbai Airport. The landing was not from the seaside, it was from the other end. This, of course, depends on the wind direction and a lot of other parameters governing on which side the particular flight would be landing, whether it lands from the seaside or from the land side. This was particularly disappointing because we had booked the tickets pretty well in advance, and there were about 8 or 9 people like me who had flown from different locations into Delhi, only to be on the first flight landing into Navi Mumbai. The dream which was achieved practically after 11 years of the first signboard that was put at Ulve depicting this particular location as proposed Navi Mumbai Airport. Now, surprisingly, our expectations were taken to dogs, or I would say we were disappointed because it was a privilege to be on to land on the first flight of any new airport. It's definitely a privilege which was taken away from us. We also missed the water cannon salute, which is normally given to any commercial airline or which lands first at that particular airport. Now, the woes of after landing into Navi Mumbai did not end just being the second aircraft to land. Now, surprisingly, in spite of being a new airport with 7 or 8 aero bridges, this flight, the passengers were made to descend or get down from the aircraft by a ladder and were picked up by a tarmac coach. Now, this was not understandable because there were 8 aero bridges available, which one was occupied by Indigo. All the 7 were free. Then why this particular treatment was being given to passengers from AKASA? Probably they had not paid UDF charges to Adani. Looks like. Now, after being deboarded by the bus, the achievement of still being there on the first day of inaugural was there. But this was again subdued by miscommunication given to the tarmac coach driver, who again took us to a wrong location. He took us to gate number 110, which was a departure gate and not an arrival gate for passengers getting off from the aircraft. Again, to our surprise, when Indigo passengers were getting off from the flight, they were welcomed by Mr. Adani himself and his crew and his top brass from the airport. He was there to welcome the passengers. However, when it came to AKASA passenger, there was not a single person from either Adani or the airport authority or from the Adani team to welcome AKASA passengers. Whether it was deliberate or intentional or just happened by oversight is best known to Messrs. Adani Enterprises, who is operating the airport. Still further surprising was when this particular tarmac coach eventually landed at the arrival gate or or the entry point. There was not a single person from Adani or from the airport authorities to welcome the second batch of passengers who had arrived from Delhi. There were about 180 of them who were supposed to be the first people to land into Mumbai, but by default became the second batch of people. As you can see in the videos below, there was hardly anybody from Adani welcoming the passengers. Whereas all the passengers from Indigo were coming with a garland, which was quite surprising. That the treatment should have been exactly identical to both the airline passengers. Now, this was quite surprising that such a flaw could happen on the first day or a first inaugural flight to Navi Mumbai. This definitely was quite disturbing and not in a good taste to happen on the day of inauguration. Now, these are the glimpses of the arrival from where you can take a taxi, Ola or Uber, or a bus was available to take passengers up to Navi Mumbai, Panvel railway station. I'm continuing this video by giving you a few glimpses of the departure side of the airport. Basically, this airport has been designed by Zaha Hadid, Iraqi-British architect, who has a lot of major achievements to her on her shoulder, like Hyder Ali Exhibition Center in Azerbaijan, Baku. Then Beijing's Daxing Airport, which was inaugurated about 2 years back. This also was designed by Zaha Hadid. Now, Navi Mumbai Airport has been designed keeping lotus flower into the view, and structure or the design interiors are based on that particular theme. Now, this is the future plan of the Navi Mumbai Airport, which is right now only one side of the arrival gates were open. That was the first phase of the airport. Now, where in the pictorial you can see what is in store when the entire first phase, second phase, and third phase completes. Do like, share, and subscribe. This will help us in giving you better feed of videos in future. Thank you.